Impress your guest by cooking Persian food and using this celebration rice as a centerpiece for your entertaining table.
Hi everyone, this is Bita. I'm making Persian celebration rice known as Javaher Polo today, and I want to show you how to make it with simple ingredients that you're going to make a stunning and show-stopping dish to share with your friends and family. All right, I wanted to take the opportunity to talk about some of the ingredients here. I'm ready to cook up. I'm going to start with a base of just chopped onions. This is the base of most Persian dishes. The aroma is really noteworthy and special, and you know that there's going to be a feast when you smell this. So I'm going to go ahead and start in this heavy bottom pot here. I'm using avocado oil. We are pretty hot here, so I do anticipate it will steam up a little. I'm just going to go ahead and cover it up and let that cook away while I talk about some of the other ingredients. This celebration rice is a jeweled rice, and it looks actually so beautiful on top of a bed of rice or a tagine, or you can actually even roll this up in some puff pastry to make a fun little jeweled roll for the holidays as well. Okay, so we're going to use some carrot sticks as kind of the base of this as the other vegetables. And once the onions cook down a little bit, I am going to go ahead and pour this on there. And the jewels, we're talking about dried tart cherries, which are super delicious and bring a brightness to the dish. I also have golden raisins here, fun little standard little golden raisins. And what I have here are apricots. These are apricots that I've just sliced into little batons. And to make it a little bit more fun and add some additional texture, I have almond slivers and pistachio. You can use special slivered pistachios if you like, but these are just standard ones that I've got already shelled from the grocery store. What I'm going to do while the onions here are cooking is I'm going to go ahead and combine the pistachios and the almonds, and I'm going to add some rose water to it. So let them just simmer, just sit and marry along with those nuts while I cook everything else. The other special ingredient that I use as a big hack is orange marmalade. Instead of spending time dealing with dried orange peel, which you have to boil to get rid of the bitterness, I find this is a really easy hack, and that makes making this dish super simple. Okay, let's check on these onions here. Okay, looking good here. I just want to get a little caramelization on this, nothing too crazy. And then I'll add the carrots in to just let it cook along as well. I'll go ahead and add that in right now. Those are just store-bought shredded carrots. I could shred them myself, but I find that as another time-saving hack. All right, I'm going to let it cover and steam for a few minutes. And as that comes along, I just wanted to show you my rice. What I've done here is I parboiled rice and layered a saffron tangy on the bottom of the pot. I layered the parboiled rice on top, and I've made a little bit of some steam vents inside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the stovetop and let this cook really low and slow for about 45 minutes. And once the steam accumulates under the lid, I'll put a damkoni, or a layer of paper towel or a tea cloth that will let the rice steam and build a beautiful crunchy tadik on the bottom of the pot. In the meantime, I'm going to take these dried fruits and I'm going to soak them in a little bit of hot water for a little bit, and that'll just rehydrate them and get them nice and plump and ready to add to the carrots and the onions once they cook down a little bit. Great. All right, great. We have the onions and the carrots for the Persian jeweled rice, the celebration rice, this beautiful array of color and flavor all joining together here. So in the pot here, I have the onions, which have caramelized a little bit and softened, and the carrot slivers, which are already and softened here. And what I'm going to do is I've soaked the apricots, cherries, and the golden raisins here, and I drained it. And now these are ready to go into the same pot here. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in here. I'm going to add a little bit more of the avocado oil, a little bit of salt, and mix it all together and let it saute for a few minutes. While this is sauteing, I'm going to go ahead and get the final step ready to go. What I do is my hack of having the orange marmalade, and I mix that with a little bit of hot water for a very simple way to add the orange flavor and the sweetness without adding additional sugar to it. So I'm going to go ahead and just use a few tablespoons, a little bit more here. And I'm going to go ahead and add some hot water to this. This will be ready to pour over everything. Once I'm done, I'll turn the heat off and add this liquid. And here, as a reminder, this is the flavored almonds and pistachios that I have soaking in rose water. And I'm just going to let this saute for a few more minutes here. And I'm going to go ahead and combine now the almonds and the pistachios in with the rest of the dried fruits and the onions and the carrots. And I'm going to mix it all in. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do my final step. I'm going to turn the heat off. And I'm going to go ahead and add this beautiful jam mixture here, saving myself a lot of additional steps with that, but still getting that delicious orange marmalade flavor. And here we go. Okay, I'm going to combine. And this is going to be ready to top my beautiful saffron rice as soon as it's done. Okay, you want to come on in and come take a closer look at this. Look at all these beautiful colors. This truly is a jeweled rice dish. Like and subscribe so that you can learn these fun ways to make these beautiful iconic dishes simply and easily with some of my favorite hacks to bring beautiful Persian flavors to your table. Okay, all right, let's check out this rice. It's been steaming and it has a beautiful saffron tahdig on the bottom. So let's see how it's coming along. All right, I see a lot of steam, so that means it's ready for the dam kuni. I'm gonna get a tea towel. You can use a few layers of paper towel, but just be really careful that it doesn't hang over on the side of the pot to catch on fire. So be very careful with this step. And if you don't want to do this step, just cook it, continue to cook it really, really low. Okay, so I'm going to take, you'll know it's ready when it's steamed under the lid. And then you go ahead and take this and wrap it around the lid. Or you lay the paper towel and you do it, careful not to burn yourself. And you can sometimes have a designated tea towel or whatever fabric it is that you use. They can also have little damkuni, little like mats that you can use. But for every day, this is just great. Just use a little tea towel. And I'm going to just let this steam gently on low until the rice is ready to be served for about another 20 minutes. And after that, I'm going to top it with this beautiful jeweled rice. What I'm going to do is invert the rice so that you can get the beautiful tahdig, and also then serve it with this beautiful rice topping. It is super delicious, and I'm going to serve this with some braised chicken on the side, and I can't wait to show you what it looks like. Here we go. This is the Persian rice with a saffron tahdig, and I'm about to unveil and flip it out onto a platter. So let's see if we can get this rice dam koni. This is the big tea towel that I put to be on top of the rice to let that steam and get a great tahdig. Be very careful, that's super hot. And here I have the steamed rice. It looks so beautiful. It smells so good. And I'm going to go ahead and flip it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this pot of rice that has cooked slowly. It has a crust of saffron rice all around it. So wish me luck. I have this really super beautiful tray that I have, and I'm going to flip it onto here. I'm going to try to hold on tight, and I'm going to flip it out. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, by the sound of it, it sounded pretty good. So I'm going to just put it on there. Whoop! Sounded pretty good. So let's see. Let's get this handle and take a look at what did we get. Wow. Wow, that looks so beautiful. I do have to say so myself. That saffron tahdig looks so lovely. Let me get a little spatula here. And I'm going to go ahead and just raise it off a little bit. Let that steam kind of release to keep my tahdig nice and crunchy. That is so cool. I'm so excited about that. Doesn't it look so beautiful? I'm happy to stand next to this guy. All right, I'm actually going to take the tahdig off. You can serve it like this on your table. It will be so beautiful. But since I have this jewel topping, I'm going to move the tahdig completely off of this bed of rice and have this big tray be my presentation of the rice with the jewel topping. Okay. So I have another gold tray here, and I'm going to try to move this over, actually, onto this side. And let's see if I can kind of like just take that over. Wow. Okay. Great. Good. And now I have this white rice here, has a little bit of saffron. I'm just going to kind of like just spread it out a little bit. Get this guy out of the way. And I'm going to put this topping right on top of it, right in the middle. And so when you serve the rice, every bite will have a beautiful mix of this jeweled topping and the long grain rice. So I'm going to go ahead and continue putting this topping on top. All right. Well, I hope you like this beautiful platter that I just served up. Persian jeweled rice. Such a stunning display of fruits, of pistachios and almonds, the orange jam, bringing it all together on a bed of white basmati long grain rice with saffron. And we have our little tahdig that we'll put on the side here. All right, we're ready to serve dinner here. We have a beautiful jeweled rice. It's a celebration dish. It is fun to make and fun to eat. It's delicious. I hope that you will make this for your friends and family. I lucked out and got a great looking tahdig, if I do say so myself. This is saffron. This was on the bottom of the pot of rice, and I flipped it out, and it is ready to go. I cut it into little pieces, and a little triangle is ready to serve up. And here is the braised chicken dish that we have with some Persian spices, a ton of onions, and a light tomato sauce. This is super savory, and it's going to pair really fun with the jeweled rice, the sweetness and the tartness of the jeweled rice. And to round everything out, we have masta khiyar, but with an additional selection of herbs that kind of make it a little bit more unique. And we did a little squeeze of lemon juice at the end too, and it really brightens the whole thing up. I hope you'll try to make my recipes and connect to your culture and your roots through Persian food. Until next time.
Get these recipes and more at BeatsEats.com. And subscribe to my channel for more food recipes and inspiration.